What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Got another EZGO we're going to be working on again today, and as you can tell, it's cold. Anyhow, let's get to the golf cart. So we have another EZGO TXT gas. Just your normal plain Jane. Got to lift some wheels, tires on it. Little diamond foot plate here, and customer stated that it just quit running on him. Brought it to me with some explanation of they tried the fuel pump and it didn't solve the problem. A couple other things he said they tried that did not work. He said he found a wire down in this box here that had came off. Put that back together, everything was fine there. So I took a little peek inside. Let's see what I'm after, my overpriced light. So I took a peek inside of the airbox here, and you can see that it's plumb full of oil there at the bottom. And I got my compression gauge set up so I can test the compression on this thing and see what we got there. So let's see what happens. Alright, so we can see the needle stop there at the probably 165, 168. That's really good on that cylinder. I'll let that off. Change it to this other cylinder here. Alright, so let's see what this one does. That one's 120. Don't like that at all. That's a pretty big difference between cylinder. So we're going to try a valve adjustment and pull this carb off and get it cleaned up, see if that helps us out at all. And alright guys, so there's the carb out of the way. Got it over in my parts washer there. Gonna let it soak for a little while. Got a hydrosonic cleaner coming because I have to do this so often. It just makes sense. But I was going through here and checking the valve lash, and I get to where, alright, so I rotate, making sure that the cam lobe is down, pointed down to the block. So that's a little loose on the exhaust valve, which that's okay. I'd rather it be loose than over tight. So now I'm going to move to the first intake valve in the middle, which is there. So let's see if we got any noise out of that. Oh, that's tight as a tick right there. Yeah, that's the reason why we're not getting the full compression on that, because it is actually holding the valve open slightly. So now it could be the case of wore out intake valve, and once you adjust this back to the proper lash, which is 4 thousandths, that's going to be a telltale, because either the cart's going to run better or it's going to run worse, because the valve is actually wore out here, causing it to be tight like this. But we'll get to that shortly. Let's check the next intake valve there. This one here. Oh, that's tight as a tick as well. So let's see. Okay, that exhaust valve there is actually good. That's the exhaust valve. You can probably hear that. That's okay to hear that noise. It might be over 4 thousandths, but at this point we're going to adjust these valves and see what we get from there after we get the carb clean. And to adjust these valves, you just need a 9 mil, and this is the MCI motor. As you can see right here, there is no exhaust manifold except for it's molded into the head. This is your MCI version right here. Here's another key thing to show that. Gray timing cover. Pre-MCI has black. So the adjustments are different. They do not have the flat head in here. They have the square head, and this is a 9mm locking nut instead of a 10mm locking nut. So just be mindful when you're working on the MCIs, guys. Alright, everybody, got the valves adjusted and the valve cover back on. Have not got the carburetor on yet, but we are going to do another compression test, and you will get full air. This will give you the truest reading you'll have, because you don't have the carburetor in the way, restricting airflow into what the pistons are pulling and pushing. So let's find out what happens here. Now, we are on the cylinder that was down around that 120 psi range. So now let's see what happens now that I've adjusted the valves. Looking about 161. So that's a substantial jump from where it was before. So just remember, guys, at least once a year, adjust them valves and make sure that they're where they're supposed to be, and that could help you alleviate some of your running issues. Now, I'm not saying that this is what's going to alleviate this golf cart's running issue at this moment, but we are proving that we just improved the compression by almost 40 psi, 38 psi on that one cylinder. Now, does that mean the other cylinder is better, higher now? Well, let's find out. Passenger side cylinder. Let's see what happens. Alright, so honestly, it gained maybe 1 or 2 more psi, because it was at about 165 and now it's about right on 170. Looking good. I like to see numbers that close together. I like to try to keep it in the same logical reasoning as you would use, say, like on a 2-cycle outboard motor. If the pistons are within 10% of each other, anything over 100, then you're looking pretty good on all those cylinders. And so I try to take that knowledge that I have into this world as also, and it has seemed to pay off for me. Just make sure that you guys are checking your valves anytime you're doing a tune-up on these things. We recommend, at least once a year. If you're using the golf cart constantly, then maybe twice in the year, one in the spring, one at the fall. Button this thing all up and it still wouldn't start. Took the line off of the fuel pump at that point, started the cart again. Fuel pump was just absolutely spitting gas out with no problem. So I said, well, maybe it's just a small blockage in the fuel line. So I blew the line, cleared it out, put the line back to the cart, put the line back to the pump, and then back to the carburetor. Same thing. Fired up, run for about 3 to 5 seconds, quit working. Come to find out, that fuel line that was on this golf cart, which is this one, the inner part of the line itself had deteriorated, and there's a tiny little flap somewhere along right in here that is blocking the fuel getting to the carburetor. I don't know why. I guess once that inner jacket there deteriorates and lets go of a piece here, I guess it could. I mean, anything's possible with this world. But there was definitely a blockage in here. Just so you know, if you have an issue like this where you can get it to run 3 to 5 seconds, you know, and then it quits running on you, and it will not fire back up. But you can actually take the airbox off, spray a little ether in there, and it fires up and runs. You need to check your fuel pump, the filter, the pickup tube right here, because sometimes trash or even bugs. I have gotten bugs out of this 90 degree that it makes that turns and goes into the fuel tank, causing a blockage. And of course, the one that I just explained, where we had a little inner hose failure here that was causing the piece of rubber to get down, and for some reason maybe fuel gets in behind that piece, and then it pushes it closed inside the line there, and then you lose fuel pressure because it can't get past it anymore. And so that's what I dealt with here. Alright guys, it did really well on the ride, no questions, really good and strong, just like it should be. And as always, thank you for watching these videos. Hopefully this will help you out, maybe determine if you've got the same sort of issue going on here. Hopefully this video will help you determine what's wrong. And again, really stupid, but stupid does happen in the golf cart world. So just keep it in mind that it could be very simple on what's going on. The QR code that you're going to see at the bottom of the screen takes you straight to our website, where you can get all of the parts that I use to fix these golf carts with, plus the accessories that you can add to your golf cart, such as mirrors. Okay, and so, you know, any of the accessories like that that you want to add to your golf cart, you can get on our website as well. Don't forget to hit that like button. Comment if you got any questions about anything you see. Phone numbers, I think, attached to the channel as well. Give us a call if you need. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.